Hello, folks. Welcome to Wildcard Wednesday. Here we are on StreamYard and YouTube, and I'm in Louisiana, and Michael Komaroff is in Brooklyn, New York City, New York.
Hello.
And Jesse is in New Hampshire, and he runs Bumpy Road Brewery. And James P. Madonna.
Greetings, everyone.
Stands for Percival, I believe. James Percival.
No, I'm Spock from Star Trek.
Spock. No, I was saying the P in your name stands for Percival. Percival, right?
Well, Percival, no, it stands for something on my birth certificate, but P means that if I drink a lot of beer, that's what I do. But, it actually, my middle name is, it's not really Piranha. It's, I'm like the guy that chopped the cherry tree. I cannot tell a lie to Ronald J. Terrio. My middle name is Pasquale.
Oh, okay, Pasquale.
Which is an Italian piranha. I don't know. Anyway,
I've heard people pronounce it Pasquale. So
yeah. Either way.
There's a restaurant in New Orleans. There's a restaurant in New Orleans on Napoleon Avenue called Pasquale Manali's, and they have famous barbecued shrimp, Pasquale Manali's.
Oh wow. Di Pasquale. Di Pasquale in Italian means man who rings many loud bells.
I've heard that. All right. Well, I'm going to start because not that I'm rude, because I'm discombobulated. This is 5.7% alcohol. It's brewed in gold. It's brewed in various places, but I think this is from Colorado. CO, Colorado. And it's best by February 22nd of next year. So we got a good date on it. Harvest pumpkin wheat, Brewers Select. I'll read off there. I bought this for $8.99 a 6-pack. The price hasn't really gone up in the last few years, which is nice. It says here on the website, and I believe this came out in 1995. I believe it's really that old, 25 years. It's one of their first ones. It says, brewed with real pumpkin and the right amount of harvest spices, including cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, and allspice. It doesn't say just those, but including those: cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, and allspice. Our twist: pumpkin, cinnamon, nutmeg, clove. Okay, we get it. I just read that. It says it would pair well with beef dishes and seasonal soups. Of course, they're using wheat naturally and hops. I always say it like a Howard Cosell, and I say, and it's certified kosher. I don't know why I say it like that. It's just like, I always think of Howard Cosell, the way he would talk. You know, he'd be like, Mr. John Lennon, let me ask you an important question. Will the Beatles ever get back together? You know,
it is certified kosher.
Right. James Pre-Madonna. Okay. All right. So.
Oh, yeah, there's a wise guy over here. Shoe pack. Shoe pack. Does that mean you pack your shoe where the sun don't shine?
All right. All right. So we have a dark orange appearance now. It looks darker on the video camera, but it's orange with the light shining through it, but it's almost like a bronze. Very bubbly. I don't know if you can see these active bubbles. I think you can see them streaming. It's clear, so it's filtered. The aroma, well, pumpkin pie spices, everybody. What about the pumpkin pulp? Well, you know, if you buy pumpkin, it doesn't have a lot of aroma or taste. That's why people put all the spices. Pumpkin is pretty neutral. I like pumpkin pie, but I like the pie crust and the spices and then the whipped cream, but the pumpkin itself is pretty blah. But apparently good for you. Get your wheat. I'm not a wheat beer fan, I'm gonna tell you all right now, but this one works pretty nice. Well, Blue Moon, that's what their thing is, wheat beers. That's their whole structure. Medium body, a little slick in the body, crisp finish. It's mildly spiced. So if you want something that's going to go full force spicy with the pumpkin pie spices, this isn't really going to do that. This beer is mild, mellow, and easy going. But you have to be warned. Oh, calories. 160. So it's not 180. Yeah, 180 calories. So it's not a lightweight. I'm going to add Nina in just a moment. And it's 5.7. Like I said, IBUs are low, 16. So it's not better. But the 5.7, if you drink one, you drink a beer. But I wouldn't be drinking 2, 3, 4 of them. That could be a problem. I did drink a 5.9 earlier today after work. I drank the Spaten Oktoberfest Urmarzen from Germany. Very nice. Enjoyed it. So that's it. I'm going to come back later with a score, but I've reviewed this beer so many times on my channel. Y'all know I like it. So it's a primo product, I think. So we're going to go over to well, I'm going to add Nina, and then we'll go around.
Hi, Nina.
Hey, everyone. How are you?
Here's Nina.
Good.
Hello. This is
Hey,
Nina
happy
from
Wednesday.
Rhode Island. And thank you. Thank you for joining Wildcard Wednesday.
Thanks for having me.
And I'll try to update. Oh, you're welcome. So what do you have tonight? And then we'll go back to you for the showcase.
I've got a Keller beer from my local Shades On brewery in North Kingstown, Rhode Island. Keller beer, a.k.a. cellar beer.
Yeah.
What's the ABV, Nina?
I have on my phone some details about it. Let's see if I have the ABV. It might be on here, actually. It's 5% even.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a nice beer. Naturally cloudy, pale yellow appearance, crowned with a fine white foam. We'll see about that. A soft medium body with bready malt character and a subtle orange citrus note. Huh, I like a citrus orange. Hey, beer man.
Wow. Now, we have somebody from Oregon. We have Beer Man from Oregon joining.
Oh, we're live.
Welcome to Wildcard Wednesday.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers to you, and thank you, and cheers to the viewers. Well, he's going to tell us what he has, and we're going to go to Michael and he's going to describe it. His beer.
You want? Okay, I have the Rubaiyes by Founders. It's a pure raspberry ale. Rubaiyes. Yep. I don't know what the percentage is. 5.7, 15 IBUs.
Not bad. Okay, so here away we go with the beer drinking and the smelling and the tasting and the describing, and later on in the scoring.
Okay. This is called Ghost. Ambition is a Dream Double Cream Ale from Bayshore, Long Island, from Ghost Brewing. And this is Nitro Double Cream Ale brewed with banana, peanut butter, and lactose. 8% ABV, 17 IBUs, Azaka malts, Carabelge, Azaka hops, Carabelge malts, and also flaked corn and flaked oats. So let's see.
That's quite a lineup. Join us, Brian. Join us, Brian.
Okay, so now I am going to do a middle pour to see if we get some kind of action going on and what kind of action we get. As you can see, it's not as active as others that I've seen that are nitro, but I mean, it does end up with a nice white head, which this is a pretty big beige head, a pretty big white head. I don't know how you'd say, about 3-finger head. And the color of the beer, let me look in the light. It's a little bit on the hazy side, I guess. And it's an orange color.
It may be a 4-finger head, really. I think.
Or a 4-finger head. And it looks like, from the look of it, it's going to stay around for a while too. I'm just guessing. it's a 16-ounce can. I wasn't able to get it all into the glass because of the head, but let me get a nose on it. You get a lot of spicy notes, so I guess it's all the different things combined. There's some banana, which is mentioned as one of the things that's in it. I can't really smell the peanut butter, but that doesn't mean I won't be able to taste it. It's mainly banana and spices.
Huh.
Cheers, everybody. I'm going to take a sip.
Cheers. Go for it, Michael Kormaroff. Cheers.
Now,
Only Eastern people.
this is really good. Okay. The peanut butter is the lead taste you get, but you're getting the banana too. So if you're somebody who likes a banana and peanut butter sandwich, this would be the perfect beer for you. I don't know how many people like that, but if you do, I like that actually. But if you do like that, this is the perfect combination. The lactose makes it super creamy. So it's like goes down really easy, has that nice creamy mouthfeel. It's medium bodied. You cannot taste the 8% at all. So it's this could be a dangerous beer. There's a nice smoothness to it, which I guess also comes from the lactose and the nitro. Very easy drinking. I really like this a lot. This is the first beer I've ever had from Ghost Brewing. So I got it in Whole Foods. Really enjoying it.
I'm glad to hear that. Oh,
It has kind of a dry finish as well. I'll come back and have a number for you.
Well, thank you very much, Wildcard Wednesday fanatic. And now, the Empire of Bumpy Road.
All right. The beer I have is from Brasserie de Shoof, and it is the Cherry Shoof. It is a beer with natural flavors and colored with vegetable juice. What type of vegetable juice? Beats me. 8% ABV. And it's going to be some type of Belgian ale, I'm guessing, since it is from Belgium. And I do have proper glassware.
Oh, wow. She's a pretty pourer.
Join William Kepley. Join William Kepley. Okay, sorry.
The head on this is it's a little mix between white and this pinkish color. Fairly small bubbles. The color of the beer itself is a nice mahogany cherry red. If I could actually get light behind it, it would be more cherry red.
Yeah,
looks to be some good carbonation streaming up. Or there was, at least when I poured it. Can't really see it now. Kind of on the sides I can, but there you go. All right, the aromas. Cherry. Kind of a nice dark cherry note. Picking up subtle hints of some like Belgian yeast. Seems to be a little bit on the spicy side. Really hard to detect any malt presence in the aroma, for me at least. Hey, first swig, cheers.
Cheers, Bumpy.
Cheers, Bumpy.
Cheers to your taste.
Cheers.
So lots of cherry notes in this. It's cherry throughout. there's a lot of flavors that if that cherry wasn't there, they might be easier to pick out. But I mean, this is like a cherry fizzy drink. Starts off kind of sweet. And it does kind of have a slight bittering finish. So that it's like almost like maraschino cherry up front going into like a darker, bitter cherry. Light body, very, very fizzy. Drying to the palate. That's about it. I'm going to continue sipping on it and see if I can't pick anything else out. But I mean, the cherry is strong with this one.
May the
Like
cherry be.
Yeah.
like a maraschino cherry, or more of a like.
It starts off maraschino like very sweet up front, but then it goes into like a black pitted cherry,
right.
kind of bitter, a little bit tart, bitter at the end.
Hey, there he is.
I like a space sandwich, 2 slices of bread and nothing in the middle. Mr. Tirio, in India and Thailand, pumpkin pie spices is usually called chai or tea masala, but it's basically the same spices, which is what we have in these beers. Now, you're right about pumpkin. It's very bland compared to, let's say, butternut squash. It is a very bland fruit. I get used as a veggie. All right, now it's time to chase away the evil spirits. All right, maybe the Buddhist monks in Nepal with Mount Everest up their gluteus maximus. Now we're gonna pour it.
And as we get closer to Christmas, we'll be getting some very loud Christmas ornament bells.
Yes, the world's loudest jingle bells and normal jingle bells simultaneously. Now, from what I remember last time, the head really hung in there, and I like the beige coloration of the head, and it really and the darkness like a stout for an imperial pumpkin ale, 9% alcohol by volume, flying. Yeah, the fear by flying. You son of a
Dog.
by flying dog. All right, the fear looks like some kind of a cryptid creature. The Stooges, I want to be a dog. Remember when the disorderly court episode, and they said order in the court. Curly says I'll have a ham sandwich, something like that.
Right. Well, I was talking about Iggy Pop and that Stooges rock band, but that's all right.
Oh, all right, sorry. Well, I do get the spices a lot more than I get pumpkin, which I expected. But hey, even those Asian sweet potatoes have a lot more flavor than pumpkin does. You know, the ones that are yellow inside. I called in the evil spirits. My mantra. You say goodbye. I hereby close this portal, like you do with a Ouija board. I mean, I could burn sage. I got the smudge sticks, but I'm afraid I might burn the building down. But anyway, it's very strong flavor. I get a strong hop flavor and the pumpkin pie spices, but not overpowering. But as far as tasting pumpkin, it goes back to what I was saying before. A lust for life. What about a lust for lust?
Spice of life.
Spice of life. You're right. But anyway, this is a family show. So anyway, it's a stout that thinks it's an imperial pumpkin ale and vice versa. I like it a lot. Last time I gave it a 98, but I think after really focusing on this, I think I might go a tad bit higher. So anyway,
Well, it sure does look good. I got to give it that.
yes,
For sure.
It's so good. It's creating an earthquake here in northeastern New Jersey. Oh, remember when Mo Howard had a nervous condition? He goes, "Where's my pills? Oh, my nerves,
Yeah.
my nerves." Remember that? What up? What up? What up? Oh, what up? Anyway, I like anything that's like a porter or a stout. Of course, the Ziviec, whatever.
Yeah. Ziviech, yeah.
I never forget that porter. That porter was very potent. It was a potent porter.
Oh, yeah, that was a great.
It was not impotent. It was potent. So anyway, so yeah. So anyway, oh look at that. The head is just hanging in there. Look at that.
Yeah,
Holy moly.
like a meringue.
Like a meringue. Like a meringue.
It's got soft peaks.
A meringue. Like a meringue. As a there's nothing like a head that hangs in there. So anyway, it's a work of art. All right, now it's time. Cheers.
Oh, wow. Hey, so I've been sipping on my Keller beer. Really been enjoying this. Every beer from this Shades On brewery has a very doughy quality to it. Even their Pilsner is just extremely doughy in like a really fine Italian pastry way. However, I'm getting an interesting smell from this. I had to kind of put it on the table and smell it without my hands being around it. I get like kind of a salty, earthy kind of a smell from this, like a dough. I don't know. I'm not smelling the you know how like you can get like a big dry salty dough ball and you smell the salt and you smell the yeast. It's all working. It's doing it's alive. It's like proof of life. I'm getting a lot of that from this beer, which is just a quality of a great brewery, in my opinion. As far as being like a lagered beer, I'm getting more of like a pale ale kind of a note, but I'm also getting that long-term lagered funk from it. And I think that salty smell that I'm getting is like a funk, like it's got the funk. It's really like just that's life that I'm smelling from it, and I'm impressed. It's wafting this doughiness to me. I don't know if I can identify any special hops in this beer. I pretty much have been enjoying the color, enjoying the smell, and just getting this real refined, funky, bready, doughy, just pleasantness from it that is also very pale in flavor. It's not pushing me any real way. I'm not tasting any kind of super duper dough. Super duper like direction of bread. I'm not really getting like a cracker note. It almost reminds me a lot of like their base, that the same kind of a base that was in that Buffalo Pilsner, but just a little more muted out and lagered. And I'm just really appreciating this one, but it's just not like screaming at you from the rooftop. It's just kind of hanging in there, kind of like those cool heads prevail kind of statement that you have nothing to fear but fear itself mantra that James was feeding us a minute ago. It's just a really solid beer, and most of the pointy edges have been kind of smoothed over. So I don't know how much there is to really say about it. It's kind of like a very base kind of a beer, like a stock, but look at this color. It's just so gorgeous. It's just very yellow, and they weren't kidding. It's kind of got this little bit of a yellow, of a white, lingering bright white head on top. It's just outstanding. I what more could you ask for? And it's just like it's the unspoken quality in this one that is really the forefront. Keller beer, a cellar beer, so it's definitely had everything kind of smoothed out. It's been stored for a while. I'm digging it. I don't know if it's the best beer in the world. I don't think it's a low beer. There's no weird spice stealing my attention or anything. It's just, I think, like a salt water, but not salty. It's very strange. It's kind of like smelling your human body. It's just like it's a living thing. It's fine. 5% alcohol. I'm happy with this one, and I think that's a pretty good review. I'm gonna let it ride. I am the passenger, and this beer is the driver. It's a cool beer. I'm really satisfied with this one. I'm not sure how to put my finger on it. I'm just gonna roll with it. And Keller beer, nice and yellow. I guess I'll go more of sight.
As long as it doesn't make you blind like Helen Keller.
Helen Keller. Well, she kind of did the same thing where she was communicating more with, the physical attributes. I think she had kind of a sign language that was a physical sign. You're holding the character that you're speaking, or, I believe you would have her hold your hand to communicate, and she would hold your hand to communicate. And maybe I should spend more time with her handler, or this brewer in that case, to try to unlock the secret of this one. But it's a real neutral beer, and I think that is what the selling point of this one is. It's just the neutralness. It's very. It's just what do they say? It's a beer. It's a beer. It's a beer. If it's a beer, it's a beer. It's a beer, and it's like what they say. Black is black is black.
Black is black. I want my baby back.
I just I'm at a loss for words. I'm not able to really capture the yeast from this one. It's just very neutral, kind of like a bread dough yeast. The like I said, the white floury kind of quality to it is just very, very there. The orange citrus that they promised, I'm not really taking that out of this, but I guess maybe the yeast could fall into the orange category. But it's not screaming, I've got a citrus here, I've squozen an orange. It's not, a Minute Maid commercial by any stretch of the imagination. But, it's excellent in the sense that I'm tasting nothing out of place. I'm just digging and jogging on that doughy vibe that it has going. It brings a moisture to your mouth. So it has a touch of a dryness to it, but it's just there's also this watery finish, and it's all kind of, I guess you have there's the yeast there right at the end. You feel almost like a yeasty dryness across your tongue at the end. And potentially, I guess that could have been called the orange citrus, and maybe I'm just not getting it. But I guess, possibly a hint of orange on the finish, an orange citrus. I'm very impressed with this one. It's kind of like a head scratcher, but like I don't mind. It's a good beer, and I would recommend a Keller beer. A good example of a Keller beer, in my opinion, would be that Bitburger with Sierra Nevada, the beer that they worked on together. It's it's very much like that, and I believe that's description is basically just a rephrase of this Keller beer, cellared. But theirs is more of an IPA kind of profile leaning, or like a greasy resinous taste. And I guess maybe that greasy resinousness is kind of buried in that dough ball. And I'm not really able to sense the bitterness that is masked perfectly by that dough ball. So now that I'm, consciously looking for it, I'm kind of finding a bitterness to this beer. But again, I had to really kind of sniff it out and
So it's
set my
kind of,
palate.
it's kind of syrup. It's kind of surreptitious.
It's elusive. It's, individual qualities are there, but, good luck finding them. It's a game of hide and seek with this beer, and, it's defeated me. Ollie Ollie oxen free. Cheers, everybody. It's a good beer.
Hey, all right. Cool. How to get that cool. So we got the Rubaeus is how they pronounce it. Yep, got that right. I think. Pure Raspberry Ale. It's by Founders. It's a 5.7% with 15 IBUs. It was canned about August 1st or so. Well, it was last of July, so we'll just say August. Not too old. Kind of a rosé looking color here. Whoa, dude. Oh, freaking crap. That's really raspberry. I got almost a 4-finger head with sausage fingers. So let's go for a smell here. Yeah, very raspberry forward. It's a fruit beer. I mean, you're going to get raspberry. I don't even get any bread, anything like that. It's just straight up like raspberry. There's a little bit of like a dough, a pie dough or something like that going on. Maybe that's the malts. So it smells like raspberry jam. It's very strong and sweet. The taste is very, just from what I had there for a moment from the foam. It's a effervescent, fast rising bubble. It's got a cranberry color to it, raspberry-ish cranberry, an off-white head with a slight tinge of pink, a nice firm frothy head, tight bubbles, very clear beer, very nice. Let's drink this. Cheers.
Cheers, beer man.
Totally, beer man. Enjoy.
Cheers.
Definitely not your, what you're wanting a beer. It's not a beer. This is definitely more of a fruit juice forward beer. It's definitely malted. It is a beer. It's classified as a beer of however it's made. I'm sure it's using yeast, malt, all that stuff. Fruit forward, probably secondarying the crap out of it with some fruit. I have no idea. I need to look into this style. But very, very almost a cranberry, raspberry, very berry forward. If I have to say berry anymore, I'm going to name myself Brian. So very smooth beer though. Very nice on the palate. Very easy, clean, kind of a thirst quenching feel to it. Very easy on the carbonation. Kind of just a real loose, light mouthfeel. The body's kind of light, medium. The lacing looks pretty good. It seems to lace up pretty good. The retention's amazing. The finish is really nice. It kind of goes off like cranberry juice, kind of like bitters up a bit and then kind of just like dries off and lets go. But it really gives you a nice, sweet, fruity, raspberry-like flavor. Very good beer.
Great.
I think I would have wanted this cooler. It is a little warm. But overall, I think I have a number. I'm very happy with this. The alcohol is really closed up too. It's only a 5.6 too, so it's not super intense anyway. But very good beer though. It's not bad. If this is what you like, cool. So I've got my numbers. Thank you, Ron man. Cheers.
Just drink that on a longboard, skateboard, beer man.
It's good. It's pretty good. I kind of like it. That's perfect.
I was gonna bring in Ronald Sutton, who wanted to join, but then when I went to bring him in, he left. I don't understand why, but anyway,
Got ghosted.
Maybe you had a smoked ham in the oven.
Or maybe his hams escaped.
yeah. So y'all are hamming it up, but
Common Tasha.
Anyway, he might show up again. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see something. Ronald, there he is. Okay, well, I'm going to drop out. I'm going to drop out, and then I'm going to add him in, and then I'll be back to get my score. So
Okay.
we'll see what happens. See what happens.
So far, I don't see Ronald Sutton, but maybe he's going to make an appearance.
I'll be back to get my score.
There he is.
Here comes the king. Here comes the big one.
Ronald Sutton, but maybe he's going to make an appearance.
I'm sorry, I had technical difficulties, man.
Here comes the big
Mute it.
I'm getting a lot of feedback, man.
Yeah, I think it's coming from you.
Mute the YouTube channel. Yeah. Okay.
That said Salt Lake City on it. Is that alcoholic or not?
You're right.
Great Lakes Brewing Company out of Cleveland, Ohio. What the hell?
We can hear you now.
You're all right.
Yeah. Great.
What the hell? There we go. You there?
There we go.
Yeah.
We hear you loud and
Much
clear.
better. Much better.
Okay. Well, there's Edmund Fitzgerald. It's a porter out of Cleveland, Ohio. And I'm drinking it to commemorate the, let's see how many years it is. 25, 30, 40 years of the wreck. You remember the song by Gordon Lightfoot, dear?
Of course I
The wreck of
do.
the Edmund Fitzgerald. When the winds of November blow early. The 40th anniversary will be November the 10th, I believe. But anyhow, It's a 6% beer. It's got 37 IBUs. I've had it like once before, but it's been years. If I buy the Great Lakes, I usually buy what's called their Dortmunder beer because I really like it.
Dork.
It's a Dortmunder, but this has got rave reviews. I mean, everybody talks about it, but some people say it's not really in a true porter style. I don't understand why, but I'm not much of a porter drinker. But pouring this baby into a glass, boy, it's kind of robust. I mean, I'm looking at least a 3-finger head. Not much smell. I mean, I pick up a little caramel. It's an all malt beer. I mean, there's no adjuncts in this beer whatsoever. They use Willamette hops and what else did they say? Willamette, and I can't remember if it was. I think it's Cascade hops. Cascade hops. So you want me to start sipping on it? Let's see what it's like.
Cheers, Ronald.
Cheers.
I've had that before. It's excellent porter.
It's pretty. Excuse me, I got some on my nose. Try to enhance the smell, you know. I try to enhance the smell.
It happens.
But straight off, you pick up that baker's chocolate, you know, like bitter sweet, real like a bitter chocolate note. It's getting a little bit of caramel behind it. It's got a dry. I mean, wait a minute.
Sipping sun.
It's got a dry finish, really dry. I'm not really used to something that actual dry, but it's very popular up in Cleveland. I mean, they rant and rave about it. It's supposed to be like one of their flagship brands. You know, they make an Elliott Ness, which was after the Prohibition guy, and they make that Dortmunder, which I really enjoy it. But it's a quality product. Like I say, no adjuncts. It's an all malt beverage, you know, It looks really dark, like on the screen, but when you hold it up to the light, it's got more of a, I don't know, maybe a dark ruby, a mahogany type color. Yeah. So, but I'm going to sip on it for a while, and I'll get back with my score.
Well,
Did I miss anything? I haven't been on here for a while. Did I miss some kind of notes or something I'm supposed to comment on?
what's the temperature of your beer, Ronald Sutton? Room temperature,
I
cold?
drink my shit cold, man. I don't care. They say you're supposed to drink it like 50-some degrees. It doesn't say on the bottle.
Okay.
But I don't know. I got it warm. My buddy brought it back. Actually, he was away and was up in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And he stopped at the oh shoot. What was the cat's name? Hold on, I got the glass.
So it's the color of Mahogany.
It was a Paul Revere Tavern. You know, I mean, old stone building, and it says Revere Tavern. And he bought it right at the tavern. I can get it here at my local Kroger's for like $9.99 a 6-pack. But he brought it warm, and it's only been in the fridge for, I don't know, maybe about 2.5 hours. So, I mean, it's not really, really cold. I'd say it's maybe 42 degrees. But a lot of people will say these porters, you're supposed to drink them like at 48 or 52 or something.
I
don't know.
agree.
I drink my shit like warm beer. Don't like warm beer. But all in all, I mean, the flavors, it's not hurting the flavors, in my opinion. The flavors are really, really robust in this beer. I just think it finishes a little, you know, the dry beers make you want more. But something like this, it might be a little bit too heavy to want too many more of them. I don't know.
Yeah.
I got some hams in reserve. Yeah.
I get that
Always
from
have
brown
those.
ales.
Really? That Newcastle, I don't know. It's not dry to me. I've had it. But yeah, it's just an average beer to me.
It's harder to metabolize brown beer, I think.
Really?
In my
It's supposed to be
opinion.
better.
I've heard that too. I've also heard that they're a more healthy decision to make. But I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Something
supposed to
about
be better.
those porter beers are interesting, though. I put mine in the fridge for about 2 hours.
That's about what it was in it. I'm picking up it's not burnt. You know, it's not burnt. I'm picking up the roast. You know, it's like a French roast coffee versus a regular Maxwell House Master Blend or whatever, you know, compared
That could
to
be
a
the
French
dry.
roast. You're getting the what?
That could be the dry that you're getting, is that just the toast of it all. You just the dryness.
I'm picking up the toast. I'm picking up the roastiness of the malts. It's not too effervescent. You do get the hot notes because, you know, it's 37 IBUs, so I am picking up the hot notes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a clean beer. It's just I think it would pair better with maybe some colder weather. It has chilled down here today, so I'm down to about, I don't know, 50, 56, 58 degrees. It's supposed to get down into the 30s Friday night into Saturday morning.
Wow.
So, I mean,
have you had a frost yet?
No. Usually October 15th. So we're just about on course. Usually October 15th is when everybody waits to go squirrel hunting. So the frost kills the warbles. And then you go squirrel hunting after the warbles are gone. You know, and the leaves start dropping off the trees. So it's getting that time of year. We're releasing pheasants out at our club for the youth pheasant season. It'll be next season for the youth hunt, and then small game season comes in. It's always the first Friday of November. So I'll be taking my bazooka out, and we're going to go blast some pheasants.
What are you bringing hunting with you? You bringing bush? You bringing MGD? You bringing something else?
Probably Budweiser, girl.
Budweiser.
Budweiser. Shit, that's a tradition. That's no stop, man. Yeah, there'll be an 18-pack of cold buds in my cooler after the hunt's over.
Good
But
deal.
we enjoy it. get together, have a few with the guys, clean up our birds, praise the dogs. You know, good or bad, you always praise the dog.
Did you say you got a new bird dog this year? Did you ended up putting your old girl?
He should just be about prime. He's in his he's 3 years old.
Okay.
3 years old. I'm my good old bird dog. I had to put him down. So
that's a shame. They don't live forever.
No, but he had 1 year together. They had 1 year together, and then I got a mutt that's not doing good. Hell, it's 14 years old. Yeah.
What happened to Ronald Sutton?
Got the hook.
Oh, like the gun show. I was gonna say, I always want to use a blowgun for small game.
Okay, I just wanted to get into the scores. So and I can only let six people in at a time. So I'm gonna give this beer a very high score. I'm gonna go with 90. I can't decide if I want to say 93 or 94, but I guess I'll go with 93. It's a nice beer, and for $8.99 a bottle, I can't complain, honestly.
89 cents or $8.99.
$8.99. I said it kind of fast. $8.99. All right, $8.99 a bottle. Not a bottle, a six pack. What am I saying?
I was like, yikes! Wow.
I got distracted by the bird dog. All right, now so $8.99 six pack. Now Michael Omarov, Wildcard Beerman's trying to keep it together, but he ain't keeping it together. He's trying. Now Michael Wildcard Fanatic is going to give us his score, and I haven't had any of these. Y'all drinking all these beers, and the only one I had was the Edmund Fitzgerald 45 years ago when it wrecked. All right.
Okay, so this Ghost Double Cream Ale, which is nitro. I didn't really see the nitro very much in the effect in pouring it, but it is definitely very lactose forward and very smooth. Went down very easy and creamy. I'm going to give it a 94. And for the price, this 16-ounce can was $3. So it was $11.99 for the 4-pack at Whole Foods. Anyhow, 94, very good. Recommend it. If you see it, pick it up. Very good.
Nice.
Doing shout outs too? Maybe. No. Okay. So I got the cherry Shoof. And as said, I wanted to sip on it a little bit, see if I can find anything else. The only thing I can really say is as it's warmed, I've picked up some spice notes coming from the yeast that I was picking up in the aromas anyways. And I felt very disappointed with the way that I reviewed this. So I went and got the box that it came in, got a variety box. And so I'll read what they say about it. It's a red specialty ale, red and slightly cloudy with a rich white head and fine bubbles. Cherry Shoof is a fruit beer full of surprises. In the lightly sweet flavor, we also detect the red fruit, which I think would be cherry. That's added. And then it says together with almond, and then pick up almond in subtle spices. So pretty much everything I was picking up is what they're going for. So 8% ABV, no real detectable alcohol in the flavor, which is nice. But because it tastes like what they're going for, I think I should give it a better score than I was going to. So I'm going to give it a 93 out of 100. I was going to give it a 90. But.
Awesome.
Yeah. Cheers. Oh, I guess I might as well just go ahead and say what the next Malty Monday beer is going to be real quick. If we can find it. And unless somebody knows what it is already. Oh my God, where is it?
Dog walk.
All right, come back to me at some other point. I don't know what it is.
I was hoping for ESP.
Has everybody already given their ratings?
No.
So what you got going on, John and Ellie? Let's see what you got.
Not much. Yeah. Sorry I'm late. I had a long day at work. I wasn't gonna join, but I was watching, but Ron was like, join, so here I am. Well, I've got Heineken. I bought a 12-pack, $13.99. It's usually like $15.99, so it was on sale. $13.99 for a 12-pack of Heineken is pretty cheap, in my opinion. Best by date, July of 2021, so very fresh as well. Nice.
Bro, Johnny.
Nice golden appearance. Yeah, it's from Holland, so I figured, Euro Johnny would be appropriate. Nice stream of bubbles going up the glass, nice and carbonated. It's 5% alcohol. Smells malty, getting a little bit of a grassy hop note on the aroma as well. Very light, though, with the aroma. There's really not too much there. You're getting a little breadiness, a little bit of a grassy hop note. That's pretty much it. So I'm going to go ahead and get into it. Cheers.
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 Super, super crisp and refreshing. Right up front, you're getting that nice malty flavor. Nice white bready notes in the middle of the sip. Slightly toasted white bread. The grassy hop notes are really coming through in the middle of the sip, and it leads into the finish. And then it drops off really quickly. The hops create for a little bit of bitterness, but it's not a super bitter beer. Drops off nicely, super dry and refreshing. Makes you want to go right back in for another sip. At 5% alcohol, you could drink these bad boys all day. Medium with the carbonation, nice and prickly. It's like champagne. It's like the real champagne of beers. Good stuff. I like the Euro lagers over most of the macro American lagers because of the hops that they use. I like the nice grassiness. Some people might even say earthiness. It's kind of a grassy, earthy hop bite with this, and it's really, really nice. One thing I will say is the cans. If you drink Heineken out of a can, it's actually a lot different than if you drink it out of the bottle. A lot of times with the bottle, you'll get that initial skunkiness. You don't have to worry about any of that with the can version. I actually like the cans better. Most people swear by the bottles, though. They're used to the green bottles, and they like that initial skunkiness that you get when you pop the top on the bottle. I prefer the cans. I'm going to go ahead all the way through this, I guess, since I'm joining so late. This is an excellent, easy drinking European lager. It's a 95 out of 100 for me. It's a solid A. I think the fact that this is a little bit on the fresher side too makes it that much better. The hops are really popping. I'm loving those grassy hop notes with this. So 95 out of 100. And cheers to everybody. Thanks for letting me on, Ron.
Cheers.
Great to see you.
Y'all too. And wow, William Kepley.
Totally. Wow. What a surprise.
Yeah. I was making a nuisance of myself in the comments, and so I thought I'd join, and then Sutton beat me to it. So, but I'll step in for just a few minutes if you don't mind. I was watching a baseball game, and the Dodgers finally are doing something tonight.
I've got it recording. I'm gonna watch it when I get off of here. So
yeah,
no spoilers. No spoilers.
Okay, I made some comments about it, but I won't say anything else about it.
I saw it. It looked like the Dodgers were up based on your comments. Like
well, up might be an understatement.
Oh boy,
it's
It's a
little more
closeout.
than that, but anyway.
Hey, the Braves are up 2-0. I'm happy about that. You know, they're going to give up at least one game. So
Yeah, their pitching
I like where
was
we
so
stand.
good. Their pitching was unreal for the first 4 or 5 games in the playoffs. You can't keep up that pace. You know, baseball is a game of.
Well, this will be the first game. This will be the first game in the playoffs if they lose tonight. They haven't lost yet, I don't think.
But I've been drinking on a beer, so I could do a quick review, I guess, if that's okay.
Well, our gracious host is in the basement, so I'm going to say it's okay. And if he has a problem with it, he can kick us out, right?
Yeah, that wouldn't be the first thing. I'll grab. I've been drinking. I drank half of it. And I'll get the rest of it here.
While you're doing that, Ron's asking if you gave your score, James. Did you already score your beer?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. I won't be long. Flying Dog, the Fear Imperial Pumpkin Ale, 9% alcohol. I'm going to elevate it to 99 out of 100 for pumpkin ales category.
Wow.
It's Mr. John Anilli. I like it because it's like a stout, but it's an Imperial Pumpkin Ale. But like Mr. Theriault said, pumpkin is a very bland produce, and it's not sweet like other members of the squash family, and that's probably why they put all those spices in it. But it's pretty good. I like it. It's you mostly get the spices. Yinling, America's oldest brewery.
Love it.
Mr. Kevin. They have a Lord Chesterfield Ale. Yeah. That's not bad.
Here's to the Lord.
I've had the Lord Chesterfield Ale. I like it.
Praise Jesus.
So,
Yeah. So anyway, that's at 99. So, haven't seen Mr. William in a dog's age. How are you doing?
how are you doing? I'm doing okay. I'm doing better.
Oh, good. I'm happy to hear that.
Okay.
I hope you're doing okay too there, James. You doing okay, my man? You recovering? You allowed more than one drink a day?
Yeah. I'm doing a lot better.
Good.
I'm doing a lot
Very
better.
good.
Great to hear.
Yeah, and Great Lakes Brewery out of Cleveland is a good company. I like it.
Look at that. Vienna lager. Love it. It's a gorgeous beer every time.
A dark amber. The Yingling is 4.5% ABV, 140 calories. You get your roasted caramel malt. I use Cascade and the cluster hops. If your dad or granddad drank Schlitz and Budweiser, those beers back in the days, more likely those beers had cluster hops. They're used just for the mild bittering. It's one of the oldest hops available in the United States. And so, and the Cascade hops in this provide a light citrusy note. If you think Cascade hops, the first thing you'll probably pop in your mind is Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. The Cascade hop has been a superstar for craft beer since the early 90s. It was really what really put craft beer on the map, so to speak. And so I've had this a few times. It's a nice alternative to an American adjunct lager. So I'll take a sip here. Cheers on a Wednesday night.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. If you put that Japanese partition right behind your chair, you'll have a nice background.
It's very mild, drinkable. You get the light roastiness from the caramel malt right up front. In mid sip, you start to get a bit of that. The Cascade hop sort of comes in, a little grapefruit, a little pininess, and then it finishes. You get a mild, bittering, lingering note from the cluster hops. So overall, I mean, for a regular RAB regular ass beer, I think Yingling's pretty good. It's a nice alternative from the Budweiser Schlitz, Miller High Lifes of the world. 4.5%, super drinkable. The beer is a little bit milder overall. The color is very impressive here. The dark amber. the flavor profile is a little milder than the appearance would suggest. But at 4.5%, you're not going to get hit over the head with a huge amount of flavor. But what it does have here is quite good. Actually, for a beer of its style here, the red amber lager, it has a bit of complexity. The fact that they use both the Cascade and the cluster hops, so you get a little bit of that citrusy note running underneath the maltiness, plus a little bit of bittering from the cluster hops. So I think it's it's not one of them contemplative beers that you're going to sit and ruminate over and maybe sip gingerly, but it does have a little bit. It is a little bit interesting, I think, for what it is. And so let's take another sip of it here. This beer reminds me a bit of my late belated Busch Signature Copper Lager. When I say that, I have to give the sign of the cross. A much lamented beer that has gone by the wayside. Anheuser-Busch had a very fine product, didn't know what to do with it. But that's in the past. I shouldn't let my bitterness get away there.
They really screwed the pooch on that one.
They sure did. But this one has that nice little the caramel roastness, almost like a mild cola, if you think of like a Coke or Pepsi. A little of that caramel sweetness that comes in. This is a little bit less, like the Busch Signature Copper Lager was 5.7%. So it packed a little bit more punch and a little more overall flavor. But the basic profile of these beers are similar. Yuengling has more of a citrusy note character by using the Cascade hops. I don't think the Busch Signature Copper Lager did that. Probably just had a little bit of the cluster hops and just bittering. What you want with a cluster hop is bittering with a clean beer. It just runs straight through it without adding anything else. But the Yuengling here is let's see, check my date here. This one is fresh. This one's only about a month old. And this was brewed at their Pennsylvania brewery. They have two in Pennsylvania, in Pottsville. This one is at Mill Creek in Pennsylvania. And they also have a brewery in Tampa, Florida. A lot of people that live in the southern states get their beer from that Tampa brewery. And now Yuengling has made the partnership with Molson Coors. So their beer availability is going to be extended. The distribution will get wider. I think right now Yuengling's in 22 states. And this will probably have a definite impact on that when their beers in the western part of the country will start being brewed at Molson Coors facilities. So people who have longed for Yuengling for some time, if had a yearning for Yuengling, will now probably be able to get it. But this is pretty good. And thanks for letting me hop on here. And glad to see you guys. And I'll turn it back over to the panel.
You want to go ahead and I think everybody's rated their beer. Rate it.
I would rate this one about a 92 for the style. At 4.5%, like I say, it's not going to knock you over the head with a huge amount of flavor, but I think it's well executed. Yuengling's adjunct is they use corn grits, but it's not a corny taste to it. I think that part of it's well hidden. Each beer uses a different, like Molson Coors just use the brewer's syrup, or Yuengling actually does use the corn grits, but if there's any in there, it's just very minute amount. It's not what I would call an adjunctive corny beer because it, like I said, by using the hop profile plus the light roasted malts gives it a little bit of complexity. So I would say a solid, that would probably be the low A range for me. So 92, I would say.
I'm going to have to go ahead and give
They call that beer up here the Pennsylvania Sledgehammer because so many people get a hangover from it. I always preferred their tradition, their regular beer, premium beer.
The premium beer.
Premium beer.
Yeah,
Great
I've seen
product.
that one.
And nobody can get it. It's like
I've never had it.
impossible to get. Yeah. Now the Lord Chesterfield and some of the other stuff, you know, they do make a good product. But
And
that's
they do
we used
also
to get.
now have the Golden Pilsner.
I don't
Meaning golden.
at a flight. They can take that flight and flush his toilet with it.
I'm not talking about the flight.
No, the Golden Pilsner, the yellow can.
Yeah,
that's
that's
actually
their-
pretty good. A nice
Yeah,
hoppy
I like
beer,
that
yeah.
one.
I liked it.
I'd like to try the Lord Hobo Golden Ale. I've been Golden Lager. Has anyone tried that? I think that would probably be very similar.
We don't get Lord Hobo here. I'm looking for the Yingling Hershey's chocolate porter. I saw that.
it.
I've been drinking that. I like that.
Have you? I can't find it down here. I hope that it makes its way down here. I saw that Alan, the Eclectic Beer, did a review on it, and he is out of South Carolina, which is not too far from me. So maybe I'll be able to get it here eventually.
I think it
You
was
should get
10, 11 bucks
that
for
beer
a
was out
six-pack.
last year. That beer came out last year, John.
Well, it was
They
just
had that beer
re-released.
last-
It was just
Uh-oh. Well, you can get a draft now. It was only, it was draft and like growlers and all that last year, but now you can get it bottled, and I haven't seen it in cans yet, but it's making the distribution now. I think it was like a limited
All right.
states before. I never rated
We're
my
not
beer, and
knocking
I've got to
people
rate it
off
pretty
because
high.
of- Right. I want to make sure everybody gets to rate their beer. What's your score?
I'm going to go with a 92 also. It's just pretty great in the style. I love it. You love something, set it free. Wish I had another.
What score again?
I'm going to go for the 92. I believe that's a fair score.
Okay.
Very high, in my opinion. I'm sure they're
Now,
better.
Beer Man, did you do your score? I don't recall your score. Well,
I'm gonna give it a 94 out of 100 for what it is. It's not my go-to, but for what it is, it's made good, and I just don't like the fruit beers too much. But cheers.
right. Yeah, I've noticed you've done reviews in the past. I noticed you did reviews in the past where you said, well, it's really good if you like black cherry and so, but I don't care for it, you know. And I think that's a fair approach. You're saying
Scorpion
it's
style.
not personally for you, but
Yeah.
it's the best way.
Definitely.
So 94, okay. So
Yeah.
if you never drink it again in your life, be too soon. But if somebody else wants to indulge, fine, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I recommend it for those that like this. Definitely, very good. It's good for that.
One question. Let me ask you one question real fast. Does it have any tartness to it? I don't remember you talking about tart.
It's tart. It's tart in the finish. It's more goes on sweet and ends up kind of a tart dry finish. That cranberry comes about. Raspberry cranberry is pretty dominant. So it's not bad though. You know, it's drinkable. I'm not like spitting it out or anything. It's not footy or anything. So
I
yeah, not bad.
Yeah, I understand.
Thank you, Ron. I appreciate it.
Well, I'm gonna say
Ronald Sutton has to
you're welcome.
score.
Oh, we need a score from Ronald Sutton.
Okay.
Real quick, I forgot to
Okay.
tell you.
I thought people had not given scores.
I don't know. I forgot. It's got a khaki head. It's good till March 7th of 2021. Okay, so it should be fairly fresh. I'm picking up some. It almost tastes like a dark molasses. Now that it's getting warm, like a dark molasses taste. But that darker roasted flavor isn't really up my alley, so to speak. I'm going to give it an 89. 89 is my score. It's an excellent beer. It's just I'm not used to porters. I'm not used to stouts. I'm a beer guy. You know, I don't want no seltzers.
My beer.
My beer.
Wait. wait, those are beers, but you're saying that it's not. It's an 89 for you, but maybe overall it might be a good deal higher, right? Am I getting that correct?
Yeah, right. If somebody, if somebody's into that style, my my palate isn't as educated as some of yours. I'm not into all these different beer types. I'm a beer guy. I'm an everyday beer guy. I drink beer every day. I probably struck down somewhere between 8 or 10 beers a night, and I like beer. That's why I drink hams.
Okay, but you mean you're a regular. Okay, but you mean you're a regular.
I appreciate John and Neely's pour. Hold on. I appreciate John and Neely's
You mean you're a regular.
because I do enjoy Heineken, and I enjoy Heineken out of a can, not a bottle. His review was very honest and upfront, and I respect that. Heineken, I mean, how can they, like Budweiser, how can you harp on it when they're the two best-selling beers in the whole world? Just because your palate might be different than somebody else's doesn't mean you can criticize them.
That makes sense.
You know what I mean? I'm done. We're gonna go 89. It's for me.
We're gonna go. Okay, we're gonna go
Cheers,
into
by the way.
areas here. So,
Beer man, wake up!
So,
Whoa, wake up!
I have to pee. It's hard.
So, if somebody drinks only porters their whole life, they would. If a person only drinks porters their whole life, they would be a beer guy. We want to make that clear. But so James P. Madonna, and then we're gonna bring back Bumpy Road for his. He's got some promo. But I'm gonna say real fast my promo. Let's see. We're gonna rotate some people in and out here. We'll do this here, and then we'll bring in somebody here. Like James P. Madonna says, like running a switchboard. It is okay. So tomorrow morning at dawn, we have a rather obscure Scotch, John Barr. If you don't find it, no big loss. But it's okay if you stumble across it. It's nice. It does the trick. It's a good product, but it's going to go up against a venerable product, a famous product tomorrow, and I don't think it has a chance. I think Cuddy Sark is going to kill it, but that's just a prediction. I can't say until I do it blind. Everybody's heard of this Scotch, so that's tomorrow, and then Michael Komaroff was correct the other day on another show. November, the first Wednesday in November is Imperial Stouts. And then December is holiday and New Year's beers, Christmas and New Year's beers. So Michael, I think, wrote down all those topics. So yeah, we have Imperial Stouts for November, first Wednesday in November, and then any kind of Christmas or holiday beer. And you got a lot of good choices for that, especially Celebration from Sierra Nevada, or Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Our special ale from Anchor would be two excellent choices. But don't feel limited. Now, let's see. Bumpy, do you have you announced that Doppelbox won the contest?
Yeah, through that in the chat. I also put out a quick video on my channel just to update everybody on it. But yeah, Doppelbock won by not a huge margin, but enough to give it the edge over the ESB and also the Imperial Order. So Doppelbock it will be.
Now I can. And poor old Belgian style ales didn't do too well in that contest, did they?
The Belgian IPA did not get one single vote. I actually have a Belgian IPA now in the fridge, so it would be nice to sneak that one in soon.
Let me ask you one quick question before we have to close this out. We got a few more things to do. Can I bring a Helles Doppelbock or a Dunkel Doppelbock? Either one, a dark or a light is okay.
Yeah, I've got a Dunkel. I have a Doppelbock Dunkel, so you can
Yeah, I was thinking about bringing a Dunkel. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just Doppelbock. I didn't really look through and see if there's varying things in BJCP and everybody brings various Doppelbocks. I'll just go through them all real quick. If there's
Oh, maybe I'll bring Santa Claus. Maybe I'll bring Santa Claus, but no, I'll pass out on your hangout. Santa Claus is 14%.
Is that like a 19%?
14.
Okay.
14%. But the problem with Santa Claus, they got the Helles, they got the Classic, which is dark, and they've got the Schwarzbier, which is really dark. The problem with Santa Claus, when you drink it, it feels like somebody gave you medicine, like you've been drugged, like I've been drugged.
Maybe somebody slipped you a Mickey.
Yeah, it's how you feel. Like you drink it and then you lay down, you wake up and you're like, where am I? Like you don't know where it's going on. Okay, now it's really scary. But I'm gonna I know other people might have some promos because we got Ronald and William down there, and John nearly dropped off, but he might come back to promo some things. Michael, you want to promo anything?
Stout Sunday on Sunday, 10:30 Eastern Daylight Time on John and Nilly's channel. And I know Ron is a regular on there, as well as the Whiskey Scout and others. So if anybody wants to join, feel free.
Okay. Any other promos?
Nothing really.
James Panada does on Expurgated Fandango Friday, and then he does Sunday night Rant and Raven political.
Yeah, I'm looking for a new co-host for Sunday. I haven't done the political show, Progressive Discussions. Friday, it's up in the air. It depends on who tells me, who asked me if I'm going on Friday night. It hasn't been happening. Usually me, Michael Hilton, Eric Fraunfelter comes on often later on. I'm looking for a new co-host for Sunday. I had a falling out with the one I had.
I heard about that.
Yeah, it was over Governor DeSantis of Florida with opening up bars and everything to full capacity, and he felt it was a great idea because of herd immunity. He says that's the way to do it, and I says, well, a lot of loved ones are gonna die with that.
Look at Sweden.
Yeah.
I'm glad I wasn't on that hangout. We probably would have had a big blow up. Hey, but James is going to close this out with a musical selection, and then I'm going to bring back other people if they have anything they'd like to say, and then I'm going to drop off. So I'm going to drop off, James, and I won't be back, y'all, because I got to go see what's going on in the world of sports. Okay.
Ron,
thanks for joining me, man.
Yeah. Take care, brother.
Thanks for having me.
Take care, Ron.
Twinkle, twinkle.
Anytime.
Be careful in Rhode Island. It on the map on CNN, it was red. It was a red.
All the campuses, the college campuses. Of course, I'm employed by a university. We have this major outbreak of the virus on college campuses, and I think it's a lot to do with the invincibility mindset that a lot of these young kids have.
Yep.
And all this warning now about becoming a vector of the virus in a small group, which makes sense. But who wants to wear a mask in their home? It's just it's a slippery slope.
You don't want to wear a mask driving either. That's stupid.
I wear one when in the car with my sister, who's a much more exposure risk than, not that I'm less of a risk to, but I think she's the risk, to be with. It's stressful when it's your sister and your best friend.
You got to use your own discretion. If nobody's around you and you're walking down a sidewalk, and
you could be the most careful person in the world, and you could pick up this virus, and all your work is out the window. So you got to keep your guard up. But I don't know. Who am I to say? Who am I to judge?
Yeah. Well, if you're out, if you're ordering Chinese takeout and you put your arm and hand on the counter for a second, and then you take it off, and then you go scratch your eye or rub your nose, there you go, you got it.
From what I've been gathering, is it's a 15-minute like bath in the virus that you need to take in order to really get it. And it could be your hand that picks up the virus and touches your face, and you drive home.
All I got to say is, the United States is in quite a pickle.
You could say that.
To say the least. I'm putting it mildly. Anyway,
mild pickle.
I like the garlic dill. I like the crispy pickles, not those soggy yellow, artificial yellow dye, plastic.
I like them all.
It's got to be real special deli, like Katz's Delis. You know what I mean? Like a hard, crispy.
I know what you mean. Carnegie Deli, rest in peace. Yeah. I'll see you in my dreams.
What do you say? Wet dreams? What? Oh, check out James's late night stream. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Was that a ghost?
That's a poltergeist. I got invited to Alex the Beer Masturbator 3 times, and he didn't send me a link to his food group. So that's it. Persona non grata. No, I will never accept. Hey, what happened? You didn't see my cheeks bulge out. You switched the mic. Oh, you want to hear that? This has been an invigorating Wildcard Wednesday, to say the least. Quack, quack, quack.
You're on the big screen, William.
Quack, 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 quack. This has been a special Wildcard Wednesday. There's been 1,001 guests. It's like a Dean Martin.
Been a wild one.
It's like a Dean Martin roast.
What is that, an Iggy Pop song, Wild Child? I like that song. It's a real wild one.
It's a wild. It couldn't be any wilder this Wednesday.
Wild thing.
All right. I'm going to be signing out, guys. Ron, thank you for having me on tonight. Cheers. Michael, you were muted.
Jesse, I'll see you on Monday.
Yes.
Nina mentioned salt water. I never tasted salt water in salt
water.
No, I never tasted it in saltwater taffy. Down the boardwalk, down the shore.
That'll rip your fillings out if you're not careful. That saltwater
yeah, I
taffy.
like fudge. Fudge is better, but the saltwater taffy, it's not salty. So it's like an egg cream. There's no eggs in an egg cream.
That porter, the Hershey's porter that's going around right now, that would be the best descriptor of that beer to me, would be a semi-room temperature egg cream kind of a thing. It has a light body, kind of has an egg cream vibe to it. And if you're making an egg cream, there's only one chocolate syrup, and it is not Hershey's syrup. It is the Fox brand, or I believe it's Fox, Foxx possibly.
Fox, you bet.
A Fox You Bet syrup, yes. There's nothing like it. And you got to purchase it during Passover when it's made with real sugar. Something special about that is I believe it has condensed dry milk in it, something along those lines, which really whips up nice with your seltzer.
The kids at Dairy Queen don't even know what a malted milkshake is. You say malted. They never heard of a malted milkshake. It says malt. It's powder. It's from the barley, from sprouted barley. They don't know.